which releases the methane, which causes the planet to melt down. 8 degrees or more centigrade. This is unlivable. This is, for humans, it's unlivable. It's called the sixth extinction, and it's starting to happen right now. It's avertible, but only if we take very serious measures. The fundamental problem, of course, industrial extractive capitalism is not compatible with life. We need to have regulated capitalism in which human values, in fact, the values of the whole ecosystem, are taken into account. So this idea of well, maybe we'll have a point of no return, and this leads to the runaway greenhouse. If runaway warming is locked in and disaster is already inevitable, then why bother even trying? We're lost. 17 feet of sea level rise, locked in already. What would the Earth look like? Well, take a look here. This is one clue. This is the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. This is the view from the base of the Washington Monument. Well, it's not an unlivable world if it's just 2 degrees of warming. You know, things could be beautiful, just different. But if it's really the runaway warming, it looks like this. Therefore, a curse devours the earth. The earth lies polluted under its inhabitants. Nobody wins. So this is the hope that I just ran into in the last couple of years. I mean, what if we work like crazy to keep the temperature below the 2 degrees of warming, and it's still too hot, and DC and the cities still flood because of the sea level rise? Well, that's not a very good dream to pass on to our children. We need a new goal. We can get to this goal, actually, if we say, well, we're going to have 0 degrees of warming as our new goal, and that'll be just right. It'll be a Goldilocks Earth, neither too hot nor too cold. And we can actually do this if we first do carbon fee and dividend, and then we have to do this 0 warming by carbon dioxide reduction and direct air capture, that new technology I told you about. How much will it cost? Just $50 billion. I mean, $1 trillion with a T. Well, how much is that? It turns out 1% of the gross domestic product for a period of 50 years, 1 trillion per year, can get us there. And that's half of what we spend currently on military armaments worldwide. See, it's doable if you think about it that way. Would we spend 1% of GDP to make the earth habitable for our children? I think so. So this gives us great hope for the future. This is hope that we can heal the earth for our children. So look, the first thing we have to do to keep it at that 2 degree goal is to do carbon fee and dividend and reduce the amount of CO2 we're putting into the air. But then the second goal in about 15 years is to say, well, we're going to have a 0 degree warming goal. And we're going to do that by carbon dioxide reduction and removal from the air using the new industry. This leads to clean new jobs and prosperity and lots of work for everybody. Huge amount of work. So we've got to do this for our kids. These are my kids, but I know you just think about your kids, put them in that place, that we have to do it for them and for us. Katie here is now a PhD candidate at UC Irvine in biomedicine, and Laura grew up to be an ecologist up in Oregon, in Portland. And last spring, my wife Linda and I, along with 1,000 people from Citizens Climate Lobby were in Washington, D.C., and we were lobbying every congressional office in the House and Senate to convince them to do this carbon fee and dividend in 2 years. So that's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. What lies before us and what lies behind us are small matters compared to what lies within us. And when we bring what's within us out into the world, then miracles happen. Thoreau said that. So I'm going to be telling more of this story on the 8th here at this Universalist Church.
Unitarian
Unitarian Universalist Church.
At 2 o'clock.
I have to get the Unitarian in there because we're united in this.
2 o'clock, not 1 o'clock.
And
But you can
I
come
say,
at 1:30.
come